Chad Ayers served in law enforcement in both an undercover capacity and on SWAT teams, and he joins us now. Chad, first of all, thank you for your service in law enforcement. We'd appreciate your perspective because the video surveillance from Ms. Guthrie's front porch, it's obviously a critical component. It's the most we have, it seems, at least from those of us on the outside. But do we know exactly how this came about? Why wasn't it released sooner? What's your take on this as a law enforcement professional?
Well, Jason, I've been very careful because I'm not one to beat up on law enforcement, especially in a complex investigation like we have now. But it's been obvious from day one. I've said it since day one. I felt like the sheriff was in over his head just a little bit. And this sheriff doesn't need to be the king over this whole thing. The FBI comes in. They have tons of resources. Hopefully, they're working together better than we've seen over the last week, and that we now know that they are going to submit these gloves to the FBI's lab, which is the best lab. Listen, I'm kind of hate to hear that they were sent down to Florida because too many, things can happen, chain of custody issue. There's all sorts of things. But now that they're getting back, once we get these gloves into CODIS and see if we have a DNA profile match, I think we're going to start to see things moving quicker and quicker.
I was stunned to learn that as they were doing the surveillance and looking out in the desert, they found 16 gloves. And then I read that a lot of these gloves were from law enforcement officials just tossing them out. What are they doing tossing gloves out into a potential crime scene and while they're seeking evidence, and then they find a glove that actually might be something that's relevant?
Well, this entire crime scene, how many times have we released the crime scene and had investigators come back? I mean, I have said this house, this residence should have been roped off, taped off, secured until Nancy Guthrie is found dead or alive. And look, we are still holding on to hope that she is still out there. Obviously, we're in 2 weeks out from this thing. It doesn't look good personally. But again, the scene security on this, if we do apprehend a suspect, a defense attorney is going to have a heyday with this case, I'm afraid, because of the sloppiness that has been done throughout this investigation. It's frustrating. I'm sure the American people are frustrated, not just the law enforcement personnel. And I get it. They're doing the best they can. A lot of times complex cases, Jason, do not move as fast as the American people want. The American viewers are invested in this case, I understand, but we have to trust the process. But I know that President Trump, Kash Patel have sent their best out there, and I am hoping and praying we get a resolution in the next 24 to 48 hours on this.
Yeah, well said. Everybody is praying for a conclusion. I want to ask you about that backpack because supposedly it's been, allegedly traced back to Walmart. But I find it interesting. That thing seems stuffed to the gills when he's going up to that camera. I mean, it looks as full as can be. What clue or what information can you glean from that? Because it wasn't like an empty backpack. It was full.
Right. I mean, so I have changed my mind on this entire case 20 times, as probably you and everyone else has. So could it be burglary tools? Could there be items in there to break into a residence? Could there be items in there to kidnap someone? So are we looking at, tape, tarps, rope, things like that? I mean, it's not just Hollywood that people utilize these types of things, but obviously the bag was completely full. But the whole getaway is what's really thrown me for a loop, Jason. If this person's acting as a single perpetrator in this, it would be very difficult to carry, someone like Nancy out on your own, get them into a vehicle, or if your vehicle is parked down the road, to carry her through desert ground, then put her in a vehicle, get her away, the risk out there of being stopped in a traffic stop or getting in a car accident, then the gig's really up. So is this a professional? I don't know. I mean, he's gone this long without leaving much trace or evidence, or was this just some bad police work to begin with?
Chad Ayers, could talk to you all night. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.